I just think that if I wasn't dyslexic, I would have done what all my friends did. I would have gone through high school. A lot of them went to the same college in Canada. And then I would have, I'm from a really small, I'm basically from Windsor, only on the other side.
Okay.
It's called Oshawa. It's like a mini kind of Detroit.
Auschwitz?
Yes, similar place.
Oshawa?
Yeah, Oshawa, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think I would have done a regular route. It wouldn't have crossed my mind to because they went to college, and then I applied for a job at the convenience store across from my high school, which would have proved all the teachers right when they were like, yeah, you're really not going to do anything. And then I moved to Europe. They went to college. I moved to Europe, and I don't know if I modeled in Europe for like 4 years.
What?
Yes. While they went to college, and then
You modeled in Europe?
Modeled
yes, and
in
that led me
Europe?
to comedy. Yeah.
How did modeling lead to?
Yeah, what?
Well, because I was really embarrassed. Like there was a time. There was a brief moment in time where I was really skinny. I think I weighed like 120 pounds.
As you should to be a model.
Yeah. Well, at the time, but male models are supposed to look like male models, right?
Yeah.
So there was a brief period where they wanted kind of like druggy looking people, like the heroin chic thing.
Yeah.
And
you fit that.
Yeah, they were like, I have a joke in my special where I said they were looking for guys that look like they do drugs. I'm like, I can do you one better. Like I was like fully trained, fully high. And I modeled for 4 years. And
but tell us,
Can we have pictures? Can we Google these photos?
I could show you pictures afterwards, or I can show you
Send
pictures
them
of
in.
my phone.
Wait, what is it like to be? Where are you living when you move?
I lived in Milan. You're supposed to live in Milan when you start.
God.
But
Who are you, Phil Hanley?
you're supposed to live in Milan, but I liked London a lot better. So I was based. No, those are all stand-up pictures.
Yeah.
Those are there's nothing on. There's no modeling pictures, but I can show you. I can send you one.
Okay.
Is that you on the runway?
That was just photoshopped from.
Okay.
Wait, that
really
top
funny.
left one there?
I mean,
yeah, no, that's stand-up acting.
Yeah, but that's pretty close to your
That's still
modeling
top
days.
left.
Modeling.
That's my first comedy special I did in Canada. Way too soon. I shouldn't have done it, but it's kind of a Rick Springfield thing I got going on. I got that sweater vest that you like.
I told you, dude. So wait a minute. You go to Milan.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't know what the fuck you're doing,
Dude,
right?
I know. I knew nothing, and I knew the only reason I was there was because I couldn't fucking read. And my parents were just like, they were worried I was going to stay in my hometown, so they're like, "Yeah, that sounds great, dear. Go to."
So you show up in Milan, and did you just sleep on couches? Because you don't
how do you
get
know what to
paid
do or where
as
to
a
go?
model.
You don't. Well, okay. So what happened was I was in New York visiting a friend who was a model, and like she was extremely successful. And through her, I met people that were like, "Oh, you should model." And I really had nothing else going on, so I was like, "Okay." So the first thing you do is you go to Milan for like the fashion shows, and I went, and it was like heroin chic was a thing, but it hadn't really caught on fully. So I was like the only skinny dude with long hair in Italy.
Everyone's all buff.
Everyone's buff, and I would go on these castings, and the clothes were too big. And I just looked like it was like I was surrounded by everyone I didn't like in high school. And and we know you live in like a modeling like residence.
Wow.
Yes. And then so you go to these auditions, you walk around for like 13 hours a day, like showing your book, and these like, Valentino looks at your book and is like, "Thank you," type thing.
And I heard that you don't get actual money, that you just get to keep the clothes for runway.
You get money, but there would be some jobs, like smaller, like up and coming designers would.
Did you ever book a big one? Like, did you ever get one where you're like, I got a fucking amazing one today?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did. So the first year, everything didn't fit. I was like super bummed. All the other guys actually looked like models, like were like ripped. And then I booked Armani.
Wow.
Yes, and it was like I remember coming to my agency and the agent who kind of booked me just because it felt like he heard that like this was the new trend or whatever, but he was more attracted to he was like a gay dude. He was way more. He's like measuring the other guys and stuff like that. With me, he'd just be like, Bella, and nothing. So I book Armani, and I'm like the toast of the agency in the morning. I go to Armani, I get there, I'm like couldn't read. Terrible at sports. Felt like, okay, I finally found something that I could do. I get to Armani. It's the day before the show. You go in. It's like his compound. It's like all marble and beautiful. And go put on the clothes. The clothes were so fucking big. It's like when you're a kid and you're trying your dad's suit jacket.
No.
Dude, I was like horrified. So I'm backstage they have like a dresser for you. She's like this fashion student. I could see like her pupils are huge. She's like never seen this before. First outfit, gray suit, mesh tank top. It's like hanging down. Like it looks so comical. The sunglasses felt big. They send me out to walk down the runway, and I turn down, and it's Armani and all his like assistants and stuff. There's like 12 people. And I know, I'm like holding my pants up. I know this is not going to fly. They start laughing as I'm walking down. I'm standing there. They're like telling jokes in Italian. I'm like, oh, this is the worst. I go backstage. I'm like, they're just going to send me home. And, you know, they go outfit 2. The woman, the dresser goes outfit 2. I had to do that 6 times. All the shit, did nothing fit. So they fired me. I was so bummed. Yeah.
It's not your fucking fault.
No, it's not my, well, I kind of lied about my sizes on my composite card. Just to, like, I thought I'd exaggerate a little bit to be like kind of model size, and it backfired. But so I didn't get it. But then the next season I did, like I ended up getting to do Armani a bunch of times.
That's pretty cool.
Afterwards, because they kind of, the clothes started fitting or whatever.
How does a modeling stint like that? Because you're young, I assume, when you go, right? You're super young.
Yeah, I was like 19 or something.
So
like
how does it end? Like, how do you go? I'm not doing this anymore.
See, I like was so embarrassed the whole time. Like even when I was like working or doing like big shows, or like I did like Armani and Dolce & Gabbana. Like I did do big shows, but I was like, this is weird. Like I wasn't super comfortable. Like I went from like swimming with a t-shirt on at a pool party to being a model. Like I was not comfortable. But then I would meet all these people like designers and photographers. You'd meet a photographer. He's like, yeah, I got my first camera when I was 5. This has been my dream my whole life to shoot fashion. And I was like, fuck, I want to do something that I, am like passionate about. And I booked a commercial. I booked this like Pontiac commercial, and like Sylvester Stallone was like the voice, and it paid well. It was like a big ad. And I got that money. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to run with this dough. So I moved home after that. I booked like a big job and then moved home and then started, I took some improv classes and then started stand-up.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you might be the first runway model turned comic I've ever heard of.
Yeah, this is...
Runway model? That's really impressive. And did you have to learn how to do like a sassy walk?
I was so bad. No, because I was like, I mean, I guess I was like, okay.
There's a few too now that like you can see like these real handsome dudes or like real pretty girls.
Yeah.
That are, and you'll see them like on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like on stage.
Yeah,
like I'm saying like exceptionally good looking.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh man, this is... You got your gift. It's not this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Too hot.
Like I never, like no one ever suspected that I was a model. It's based on the shock on both of your faces when it came out.
No, because your beard, I can't even see your face.
You can tell you're a good looking dude.
Yeah.
I mean, model though is something like, well, and also, in today's world, you can be fucking, you can be missing a fucking ear and be 280 pounds. And people are like, look at this model. She's on the cover of Victoria's Secret thing. Like,
yeah. No, there was a brief period and I just fit it that time very well because I had long hair and I was like super skinny.
Wow.
Perfect.
So cool. Did you ever get like some really top tier modeling puss? Like,
well, there's a chapter in my book called Top Tier Modeling Puss.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like as a model.
Well, no, like generally, like models would date like musicians and like athletes and stuff.
Right.
I guess I had a couple fun evenings, but like nothing.
Yeah.
Insane. I lived in so you're supposed to either live in Milan or Paris, and I loved London, so I lived in London, and just kind of all my friends weren't fashion people.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, mommy, did you enjoy that highlight? Why don't you have more fun? Click around. Click here, or here, or here, or here, or here. Look. Try it out. Have more fun. Why don't you subscribe? That way, every time a video drops, you can be notified. You're not going to miss a moment of denim, okay? Try it out. Be her.